about, I guess it's 11 years ago now, when I started Rexin G. This was my fourth time getting ready to go through treatment again, and at that time I decided that I didn't want to do chemo, and I was really focusing on just having surgery and having the tumors removed, because the tumors had metastasized to my lung. So Dr. Chawla had talked to me about trying Rexin G because it's a gene therapy, and there was no side effects. And in my mind, I was like, yeah, right. Okay, no side effects. So I was like, yeah, right, to no side effects. Needless to say, I basically did, my husband and he did most of the research for Rexin G, saw Dr. Gordon's name, saw that it was gene therapy, so it targeted the tumor. And I said, you know what the heck, we're going to go ahead and try it. So it took about 2 days for me to decide to go ahead and try Rexin G. And then from there, it's like, I started documenting my own experience with Rexin G. And what I noticed is when I looked back at one of my videos, it was like, okay, I saw the feelings that I had, like just a little fuzzy in the head for maybe like 30 seconds. It was almost like when you take a heavy pain med and you get a little fuzzy in the head and then it kind of goes away.
So you had little side effects, is what you're saying? Or
little side effects, but I think most of my side effects, like in the beginning, were mental. Because, you know, your brain has muscle memory. So like when I come here, even still, I smell like the chemicals, I get a little nauseous. I have those memories. So back then, I think that's what it was. But it was really helpful being able to be here and knowing that the process didn't take as long as chemo does. So that was a really good thing. I came, I think, 3 times a week for a 10-minute push into through my ports.
Hi, Leah.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Can I give you a quick physical before you get your medicine?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen to your lungs and breathe in and out. Okay, very good. Are you feeling okay?
I feel good.
Yeah. How's the pain in terms of score?
I would probably say right now it's a 0.
Is what?
It's a 0 right now.
0. Yay,
Yeah.
we like that.
But if I'm walking a lot, it'll hurt more.
course.
But yeah, it's good right now.
Hi Leah, good morning. How are you? So we are all ready for this miraculous, magical gene therapy, Delta Rex. You already have had a few treatments.
Yeah.
Any side effects so far?
No, so far I feel good. No side effects.
That's fantastic. So in our own experience, whom we infused over 100 patients, and some of the patients like you with osteosarcoma, we basically had no major side effect.
Great. Yeah.
And I hope it works in your case,
Yeah. me
just
too.
it has worked in some other patients.
Yeah.
Okay? We are proud of you. And thank you guys. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you.
Hey, Chief.
Hi,
Good morning.
morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
I know you traveled all the way from San Diego. Mama, how are you? And you also had about 2 weeks of treatment?
I've had 2 treatments.
Okay.
So
Any side effects so far?
none.
It's too soon to say whether it's working or not, but I hope it works. I can guarantee you it will be substantially less toxic or non-toxic as compared to all the awful chemotherapy you have had.
Wow.
That chemotherapy was important, but unfortunately it's not working. So we have a big hope and pray that this Delta Rex will work in your case.
I hope so.
All right, Chief? Nice seeing you. Mama, nice.
Okay, I'd like to introduce you to some of the patients who are getting it because of you. Leah, this is Hope.
Hello.
She is
Hi,
our
nice to meet
magnanimous
you.
donor.
How's
And
it,
because of her, we have the Delta Rex to give you.
how's it going?
Good. I don't have any side
No.
effects, so yeah.
How long have you been doing it for now?
This will be my fourth infusion, so I started last Monday.
Okay.
Did you? How was the pain? Did the pain? Yep.
I
Can you
did-
tell me
I-
about your pain?
I personally feel like the pain got better.
Oh, really?
But I mean, it's in my leg. My tumors are in my leg, so of course, like walking more
Yeah.
hurts. But I do feel like just in general it helps.
That's good. Touch wood, everything goes well.
When's your next scan?
Won't be for until next month, I think.
2 months. 2 months.
Yeah.
2 months of treatment.
Yeah. Thank you for making this
Oh, that's
possible.
okay. I just hope everything goes well.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Thank you.
Okay, and this is Oscar.
Hello. Hi, I'm Hope. Nice to meet you.
Oscar Hope has given a major donation, so we were able to manufacture the Delta Rex for patients like you.
Nice.
It was thanks to the company that I work for and lots of friends and family and strangers that we did like a fundraising campaign, and very quickly we raised the money to make this possible. So hopefully it can go on to help lots of people.
Thank you. Thank
Sure.
you so much for doing what you do.
Okay.
Okay, and this is Oscar's mom
Hello, nice to meet you.
and Leah's mom.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you're doing well.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, yeah, she will share with you.
Yeah, everything.
all the medication she's taking, to
Yeah.
control, the tumor growth.
So I'm Leah, and I have osteosarcoma. I've been dealing with it since I was 21, so that's about 3.5 years ago. Right now I have metastases to my leg and my lungs, and I'm on Delta Rex, and that's supposed to help me. So.
Tell us a little bit about how you got involved with Dr. Gordon and Delta Rex, Dr. Tala.
Yeah, so the current protocol for osteosarcoma is 40 years old. It's these 3 chemotherapies, and it's pretty tough. And so I did that for about 8 months, and I think it's 18 rounds of chemo. And after that, I thought I was cured, so I went back to work for 3 months. My first scan back, the cancer came back in my lungs. So I looked around for clinical trials. I did one at the hospital that I was going to up in Portland, Oregon. And that one didn't work. So then I found this other one that was only being offered in Santa Monica at this clinic. And we researched Dr. Tala, and it seemed pretty like a good idea to come down here. And then I got involved with Dr. Gordon, and have done about 3 other trials here.
Talk a little bit about just when you're getting the infusion, what it's like, what it feels like, and what it feels like after.
Yeah, so for me, I don't have any side effects, which is great. And that's a lot different than chemotherapies and other immunotherapies. And so I feel normal. I feel very normal throughout the whole process, no side effects. If anything, I think I feel a little bit tired afterwards, but that's not a lot considering like how tough chemotherapy is.
So when you compare chemotherapy to Delta Rex, and you think about as a cancer patient, it's just night and day?
Oh yeah, completely different. Chemotherapy, you're nauseous and tired, and you feel awful. You don't feel like yourself. And so far, I've only been on this for 4 infusions, and I feel normal, and I can have a life, and just hanging out in Santa Monica, and yeah.
Full name is Oscar Arthur Hernandez. My disease is called sarcoma desmoplastic small round cell tumor. And I've been fighting it since October 2017, which is my graduation date was on July. So right after graduation, I was diagnosed with it.
Can you tell me how old are you, and talk a little bit about your graduation and when you found out?
I'm 30, and I found out 1 month after graduation.
What happened? Like, how did you? Were you graduating from college?
Yeah. So I before graduation, I was feeling bad, like really bad stomach aches, lower abdomen aches, and I thought it was just gastritis because the finals and everything going on at that time. And I gave myself some time to recover, and I thought that was gonna fix it. But no, it kept getting worse and worse and worse. So that's when I felt like something's not right, and got checked. Turned out to be sarcoma.
What did you do next?
Well, it took some time to realize the type of cancer it was. So I went through a lot of tests, and in the meantime, I just had to wait.
So, fast forward to now, can you tell us, did you go through some chemo treatments and then ultimately you ended up with Deltarex?
Correct, yeah. Chemos were, I had 2 sets of chemos. One was 5 days in a row, and the other was only 1. And I gotta say, it was the worst. Worst side effects, mouth super dry, everything tasted awful, super low energy, a lot of pain, a lot of weakness. Fortunately, with Delta RX, that's gone. Like, I have no side effects so far, and that's, for me, great.
When you hear about Deltarex and all these positive, inspirational, and success stories, tell us what runs through your heart and mind.
Hope, definitely. Whenever I hear someone is getting better, it just fills my heart with hope, and I'm grateful and wishing that everybody knew about this, because it's working. So how come it's not given to everyone? I think it should.
My name is Hope Stringer. I'm 28 years old, and I have sarcoma.
Tell me a little bit about your journey.
Okay, so my journey started in 2014 when I was diagnosed with sarcoma, which was my primary sarcoma was in the neck. So I had 2 surgeries then to remove 2 separate tumours, followed by chemotherapy and radiotherapy. I was then in remission for 3 years, and then now 3 years later, in December 2018, I had a checkup scan which showed that the sarcoma had returned and is in my lungs. And the options available to me in the UK were chemotherapy, and chemotherapy only, like I couldn't have surgery or radiation or anything like that. You know, so I was, when I first found out it'd come back to my lungs, my only option was chemotherapy, which I really wasn't keen on the idea of that, because A, the side effects, B, that it's actually really bad for you, you know, and if it doesn't work, it's actually just made your situation worse. And I'd already had that chemotherapy before 4 years ago, and it didn't work because a tumour actually grew whilst I was having it. So that wasn't an appealing option for me at all. So that's where the kind of the search began to find something that was more promising than the chemo. So my family came across the Rexin G information, the Deltarex, on the case study of a girl from 10 years ago who had the exact same type of cancer as I did. So yeah, we took it from there really. My sister contacted Dr. Gordon, who explained to us what would be needed to get the drug up and running again, and have it produced. And she told us the amount of money, etc. And that's where the funding campaign started from. We started to raise funds after finding out, and yeah, we went from there.
And tell me about that. Was that a fundraising campaign or a personal donation?
No, it was so basically when we realised what we needed, my sister started a GoFundMe page, and in 2 days it had raised £90,000, and yeah, that was from just sharing it on social media and just like hundreds of really generous people that donated on the GoFundMe. So that was going really well in itself, and we were up to like maybe £120,000, I think. And then the company that I work for, Marek Spectrum, which is a commodity brokers, they wanted to hold a charity day for me, which was to help raise the rest of the funds and pay for the drugs. So they arranged that really quickly, like within a month. That day alone raised $1.5 million, which then literally the day after we were able to transfer the funds to start Delta X.